Welcome to the March edition of the HomeBrew Robotics Club. My name is Wayne Gramlich. I am the president. And I actually don't know the lay of the land on facilities here. Does anybody know where the restrooms are? Yeah. That way?
Over there.
Over there, okay. Because we were always moving around. I hope we didn't lose too many people over at Olympus Mons because we didn't figure out that the meeting was over here until like yesterday. We slipped up, sorry about that. Okay, this month we have the logo contest to take care of. We also have Robot Block Party, and Ralph isn't here yet, so we're going to have to wait till he shows up. We also have Robo games, and that's done by Camp, I think, and Camp hasn't shown up. Okay, we've lost them. And then coming up next month is, I think, Maker Faire. Okay, and so let's start with the logo contest. Can I call Osmond up? And we'll get that started. Osmond is our secretary treasurer.
Thanks. So for the past few weeks, we've been soliciting entries for an updated club logo. This is something that we want to be able to print on banners and flyers that we hand out at things like Robo games. So first of all, thank you everybody who submitted an entry. We ended up 21 entries for the contest. And not just, run-of-the-mill entries, but these are really good. So I'm pretty impressed with the quality of the graphic designers that we have here in the club. So what we're going to do today is vote on one of the logos. And the way it's going to work, it's going to be pretty simple. We're going to go low-tech here. So I printed out the logos. I'm going to hand out this sheet of paper. What I'd like you to do is circle. Everybody gets 3 votes. So circle the 3 that you're most interested in and hand them back to me at the break. So after we see the robot demonstrations, but before the first speaker starts, find me, give me the piece of paper, and then I'll tally the results after the meeting. So again, everybody gets 3 votes, and that's about it. Is there any questions?
It's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Okay.
So I will hand out the entries. Just take one, pass it down.
Okay. 2 of the people here, we may just have to do show and tell first.
You don't have to rank
and
them, just pick 3.
switch over and do the club-related stuff after show and tell. This is kind of, they have to go. Let's see. I'll let people get these ballots out, and then everybody's going to have to find their own pencil or pen. There's one right here.
There's crayons in the chair.
Crayons work too. Okay. Okay, let's see. There's another topic that I need to cover. In case you folks haven't figured it out, robots is really getting a lot of media attention these days. How many of you know that Kiva sold for $750 million? That's a big deal. And there's another robot company in France called Eaglebones Robots. They do the Neo robot. And the rumor, although I haven't seen it confirmed, is that they got about $100 million to play with. In addition, I was at I don't know what to call it, but basically some sort of party, and one of the groups there, they just got $12.5 million for their robot company. Okay, so things are happening. I'm expecting the club to have a lot of PR in the next year moving forward. We also are going to have more companies recruiting here. I actually went through the interesting exercise of looking at our membership roster, and just shy of 20% of the club members, and I'm counting conservatively, are employed at companies that do robotics. Okay, and those are just signed up members. I'm not counting anybody who didn't sign up. There's a bunch of them too. So where am I going with all of this? Where I'm going with all of this is I believe there's going to be a lot more attention going on here. There's going to be more people joining our mail list. There's going to be some churn as people use our mail list for advertising in ways that we prefer them not to do. We're going to have recruiting going on. We're going to have vendors saying, can you help us out? So basically, all I'm doing is preparing you for this, and I want some permission to for me to deal with it all, okay? Because I don't know, it seems like that's kind of the way we operate around here. Eventually, we'll figure out what the rules are, but I don't know what the rules are yet. Okay, for example, Kickstarter. It was clear to me we had to let the Kickstarters go through. I approve of that, but that doesn't mean we let everything through. Okay, so but that's just one example.
Let it through only once.
What?
Let it through only once.
But we've already let 2 through, and at least 3 if you count the first try. Okay, I'm actually Kickstarter for robotics. I'm actually good with. Well, what I'm not so good about is repeat, posts. But that's just one example of all this. So can I just have a raise of hands? Wayne's going to take care of all this. Yeah, so I just wanted to ask permission before I did it anyhow, which was what was going to happen. But now I can sit there and say the club is approved.
President.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay.
That's for show of hands who disapprove.
How many disapprove? That's kind of what I thought. Okay. So that's taken care of. Let's see. Camp, I actually think since you're here and Ralph just walked through the door, I'll let you do Maker Faire first and Robo games.
Okay. Maker Faire is May the 19th and 20th, I believe. And we've applied to show up as a club. And so we'll basically have a booth, and the price of admission is 1 homebrewed robot. So we'll figure out who's going there. Also, Robo Games is April 20 through the 22nd. And so it's a couple weeks away. I think 5 days left to register. I don't know if we finally got 3 people in the TableBot Challenge or not, but...
How many people put something in for TableBot Challenge? We've got Dave.
Yay!
Cam. Come on, Cam.
I know where's Alan's going to. And Victor's signed up also, although there was some funny thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there, but it's $55 for your team. Yeah, I know it will be. I'll say it that way. Regardless, we've got, I think, a dozen participants in Robo Magellan, and my goodness, there must be 11 firefighters. So it's going to be a great event. There's plenty of places to sign up for this best of show. There's Kinetics, Artbots, whatever. Bring your robot. It's the world's largest open robot competition, and it's just 30 miles up the road. People come from all over the world to this thing, and get up there, have some fun. Don't be a spectator. What else?
Those are the 2 that you talked about.
Okay, so we're Maker Faire in May, and Robo Games in a couple of weeks. See you there.
And then, hey, what about the block part?
That's coming. That's Ralph. Okay. We distributed the load this time. So I saw Ralph. He walked in. Now there he is. Ralph, it's your turn. Thank you.
Okay, so National Robotics Week, making progress on half the events. The robot block party is definitely on, and we're in that. And I think Andra sent out a notice to the news, our email list a couple of days ago with some details on the dates. It's a Wednesday. So hopefully now any volunteers who are going to show up on the Wednesday and bring their robots and support the National Robotics Week Robot Block Party. Hands, show of hands.
Yeah.
Pad, 2, 3.
It's a lot of fun, folks.
What facility is it in?
It's at the Vale where it was last year at the Automotive Vehicle Lab in Stanford. So we'll have the outdoor tables where we did last year. They're going to kind of put the art box, there's going to be the Lego First League, the Tech Museum, ourselves, and a couple other sort of non-industry exhibitors will be on the outside patio area, and the companies exhibiting will have the inside space. So that's definitely on. Unfortunately, I have not made any progress with Tech Shop this year on doing the open day, and to be honest, I haven't had a lot of time to push them. So if Dave or Alan, who have closer ties with Tech Shop, could maybe put some feelers out and
They're
work.
so busy, it's hard, you know, even if they get the mail, it's.
Yeah, so I mean, I've sent him a couple of emails. I spoke to the guy and he said, send me another email, we'll do it, and I just haven't had a response. And
Yeah, I can't get anyone from the San Jose Tech Shop to walk over to the first competition.
But if somebody has more contact with them and can push that, I probably will be more than happy to have somebody else help me out on that. I didn't know where it was on this year. It's a new guy, different manager than was there last year, so he's not quite as, a little bit more resistant to it, but hopefully we'll get something done. But anyway, that's the news. I said the dates for the Robot Block Party were all in what Andrew posted a couple of days ago.
I think it's April 11th.
11th, I think it's the Wednesday, the middle of the week. And they're doing a job fair this year, I think from 11 to 1 or something. They're billing it as a job fair, where basically they're not re-inviting the general public. It's people who want to go and talk to the HR hiring managers of companies and find out about robotics jobs. So probably you don't need to get there spot on at the first start. You know, the general open exhibit will be the later part of the day. They're still looking for sponsors, so if anybody has a company willing to throw out $1,000 to help sponsor it, they're trying to pay for some parking, have some water, and they do want to put sort of a drinks reception afterwards as well. So if anybody's willing to sponsor it, you get naming rights and stuff like that. Contact Andrew, they'll be looking for that sort of thing. All right?
That sounds good. Okay, I think I overheard somebody say first, something was going to happen with first. I'm not tracking first.
First is regional, is Friday, Saturday, San Jose State Event Center.
Which weekend?
This weekend.
It's this weekend, okay.
Like they're uncrating now.
Yeah, okay.
Tomorrow,
So-
Friday, Saturday.
Tomorrow, Friday, Saturday. Okay, thank you. I didn't see you, Seal.
So the team 971 in Mountain View, the Spartans, didn't they win the regional championship or something?
They won the national championship 2 years ago.
But this year,
They won, they were part of Sacramento, one of the regionals in Sacramento.
that was just this past week or something, wasn't it?
Right.
Okay. So how many people here are, this is their first meeting? Okay, I should probably tell you that first is, I can't remember what it stands for.
For inspiration and recognition of science and technology.
Got it, okay. And I thought the R stood for robotics, so I forgot that. Anyhow, it's something, it's a kind of a competition that was set up by Dean Kamen, who helped invent the Segway. And it's basically to get children all excited about science and technology. And it is a lot of fun. I've only been to one of the events, but we have one here at San Jose State, and it is a lot of fun. Okay, should I say anything else other than it's a lot of fun?
It's free, except
awesome.
parking is, you gotta park.
Okay. Yeah, parking's always a pain down there. Okay, oh, you have, yes.
Speaking of first, I'm in the first Lego League team.
Yeah.
That's basically the same thing as first, except with Mindstorms,
Yeah,
Lego Mindstorms. And we recently got selected to go on the World Championships in Florida.
oh, that's so cool. What's your name? That is totally awesome. I'm not tracking First Lego League, so if there's any events, if you just tell us, that's really appropriate for this meeting. So I don't know, do you know when the next First Lego League event is?
I think it happens every year, and there are district and regional,
Okay.
state and.
So Al, the next one you're in, let us know.
They're on a fall schedule, and so their finals are generally around December.
Okay, so they're in the fall schedule, okay. Okay, so that takes care of all that. Is there any more club-related stuff that I haven't, yes?
There are two more robotics events this month. Both are kind of robotic business related rather than robotics like techie related. Andra, who is running this new robot launch, she's trying to push out a lot of robotic activities out here in the valley. And two events are, one is a robot retreat. It's a weekend-long event where people from field of robotics, business, whoever is interested in this field, trying to come together and just have a weekend together and discuss about robotics in the future. Another one is a mega startup weekend, which is this time consisting of robotics as one of the topic, along with gaming and mobile. So if you guys are interested, there's a Facebook group known as Silicon Valley Robotics. There will be constant updates on that, and I'll also send an update out on the HomeBrew Robotics email.
So, yes, please keep the messages going on the list. Okay. Okay, what else? Because I'm drawing a blank right now. Bob?
Just for Robo games, Ted and I and Brandon need your Micro Mouse mazes. Okay, Alan's got one. And David Calkins has said that anybody that brings a Micro Mouse maze can get free passes. So a little inspiration there. So we really need them because we have people coming from Japan and they're expecting a full maze. So it should be a lot of fun. So see Ted or I to get your maze. And then and a list of people you want to get in, and you can get your chickens on will call.
Do you need anything?
I was just going to mention the location.
Oh, okay. Oh, I totally forgot that.
We always get killed out Japan.
So we do have rooms reserved at Google for every month. We don't do December, right? So there's no December, but we could not get a room for April. So we're still looking for another location.
I have a location if we need it.
Your house that big?
Or you might, no. No, actually, it's with Citrix. When we did the Robot Hackathon, they got a really nice area, and I spoke to the director there, and he said, if you guys need a night, just let me know, and you can come and meet, and it's just over by Great America Parkway.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
see me about that.
Cool, that's fantastic.
Okay, great.
So we'll send out.
Take the pressure off of you.
That's nice. But what we can do is we can post in advance. We do now know the rooms that they'll be in,
Right.
but it's not always this one. So some months it's this one, some months it's another one.
It's on the website now.
All of them are on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's actually good news. Yes.
I don't know if this is the appropriate place. I'm not used to the meeting format. I have some parts coming that people might be interested in.
Parts?
I have coming from a place in Santa Cruz some Roombas, 2 that are working, 3 that are in questionable state. If people are interested, they're cheap. The questionables are about $20 a piece. The workings are $60.
Okay.
Talk
Are
about
they
$1.
500s?
Pardon?
Are they the gray or the white?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, when they show up, it's you know, people want Roombas because a lot of people are trying to turn them into Turbobots. So, yeah?
Well, if you're going to the Embedded Systems Conference tomorrow, it appears that the Element 14 booth is giving away free Eaglebones. But the thing is that they're not advertising the fact that they are giving away free Eaglebones. The only reason I knew that they were doing it is I saw somebody else get one. And so I went up there and talked to them about the Raspberry Pi drawing that they were having, and then happened to mention like Eagleboards and Panda boards better, and they sort of got all conspiratorial and reached into the counter and said, here, you might like this. And so I don't have no idea how many of them they have, but they at least earlier today were giving away free Eaglebones.
Where was that?
Element 14.
Element 14.
It's right near where the big theater is, where they have the hourly presentations and panels and stuff. 737 is the booth number.
Okay. Probably most of you, how many of you have not heard about the Raspberry Pi? Okay. Well, Raspberry Pi is basically a single board Linux box the size of a credit card, and it's being priced at $35. Okay, so it's extremely competitive with Arduino kind of products. They went on sale earlier this month. They sold out in 3 minutes, and that was 10,000. and they crashed the websites that were selling them and all sorts of things. So it's a pretty big deal. And you can now order them from, I can't remember, Future? I think it was Future, but maybe I got that wrong. Yes? You were going to say something? Yeah.
Yeah, the people at Element 14 are currently owned by one of the companies whose websites crashed.
Right.
And they were claiming earlier today that there will probably be more Raspberry Pis in August, but they weren't really sure.
Right. Okay, so big backlog issue here. Yes?
They actually had a physical Raspberry Pi shown today.
Wow.
I don't know how many people have seen one before.
They're
It's
pretty
actually
small.
bigger than a credit card. It's probably half again as big as a
Yeah,
credit card.
yeah.
But
They're pretty small. Now, Bill will probably pull out his Eaglebone and show people. It's about Arduino sized, so it's pretty cool. Okay, as I said, there was going to be a lot of club stuff. I wasn't lying.